welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Let's get into it, y'all. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin currently sitting at $91,900, having a very strong day. There's been lots of events that have happened today, included but not limited to, and it just goes to show you. Show me the charts. I will tell you the news. It always happens like this. It always happens like this of like, you think that there's absolutely no hope. You think that there could nothing possibly do it. And then in the wee hours of the night, suddenly you see every piece of news possible showing up when it needs to show up while they're burning the midnight oil. And then there you go. So some of the things that have happened today. Record ETF launch with Vanguard. So Vanguard launched a Bitcoin ETF. That was the most conservative of all, by the way. The most conservative of all was Vanguard. And they launched an ETF and they had a record opening launch for Bitcoin. Again, when you have volume, there's real smoke to that fire. BlackRock had $1.8 billion volume day. Again, volume, record volume is real smoke to the fire. Chainlink ETF launched today. HBAR ETF launched today. Trump rumor to hire Coinbase advisor as Fed chair. Nothing to see here. Okay, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about the charts. Where are we going? What does this mean? And basically, it's still the same. Like we've been talking about it. What I think, I have three scenarios. I have a base case, which I think is the highest probability. I have a bull case, and I have a bear case. I think that the bear case is the absolute lowest probability. The base case is the highest probability. And the bull case, I don't want to give it too much because I think the only people that actually believe the bull case are delusional bulls. But I think it's a realistic possibility. So let's start off with the base case. What we've been talking about, what I think is going to happen is we're going to bounce to 100,000, 110,000, somewhere in there. And then we're going to roll over and make a lower low at 77, ultimately finding ourselves around $70,000. That is my base case. That is how I'm operating. Okay? That is what I think is the highest probability. The next macro move is to $100,000 for Bitcoin. That the same move is about 180 for Solana and about 3,500 for Ethereum. Now, my bull case is this. It would say that, hey, this was one of the craziest bear traps in history. This was one of the craziest bear traps in history. We would bounce to about 110,000, chop for a little bit, march our way higher until exploding into the next leg. If, by the grace of God, Ethereum can reclaim the 50-week moving average, there is real weight to this. Also, the thing that is very, very strong towards this is the Russell. The Russell has always been the biggest factor as far as what is the market going to do. Always been the biggest factor. If this can put a new all-time high, that is a strong signal towards risk on assets. And then the bear case is we just fall straight to 69,000, 65,000. That is the lowest probability. But let's look under the hood. I said that we're doing a relief rally. That's what I think we're happening right now. I think we're on our way to $100,000. I'm looking to scalp Ethereum all the way up. to $100,000 or $3,500 for Ethereum. And then I think that we'll probably find rejection there and probably roll over, but we will see. But Sunday, we had a nice rally. Quickly, sentiment changed, and then Sunday we had a red day. And then all of a sudden people were like, that's it. One red day, rally's over. Well, not so much. Bitcoin's already put in a higher low. If this can hold, and then if Bitcoin can take out 93,000, that's a higher high. Okay. Same thing is true for Ethereum. This is the daily chart we're looking at. The most oversold we got right here. Every time we've interacted with this, the next move was to the 200 moving average, which is 3,500 right now for Ethereum. Ethereum, again, same thing, same boat. If it can hold 2,700 for the next couple of days, that's a higher low. If it can take out 3,100, which is like nothing. Like we're talking about the difference between 2%, 2.2%. That's a higher high. And then Solana is in the same boat. I put it out in my Telegram group. Solana is doing the same thing. This is a higher low right now for Solana. I don't really have interest in trading Solana right now, unless if we take out 120, I will be looking to scalp Solana to 100. Or if we take out 144, I will be looking to scalp Solana to 180. But right now, this is just a range. It's a higher low right now. If we can take out 144, that's now a higher high. Gold is a really big one. Ranging here. This is what exactly, we drew this out weeks ago. Going into textbook distribution. Gold is not a meme coin. It's not going to just fall down to 3,300 in a straight line. This is what textbook distribution looks like. Okay. Now, why am I pointing out gold in relation to distribution? Well, because we know silver is ripping right now. New all-time high. The highest it's ever been in history. Silver is the highest it has ever been in history. It is now into price discovery. What does that tell us? Bearish divergence, by the way, on the weekly. What does that tell us, though? That tells us we're seeing rotation of capital, which is my original thesis all along in the first place. So I'm going to be locked on to the Russell. I'm going to be locked onto the S&P 500, 1% away from making an all-time high. The Dow Jones is 1% away from making an all-time high. And we know, if you want to believe the 4-year cycle, the 7-year cycle, whatever, what I know to be true is when the Dow Jones puts in a new all-time high, typically what we see is Bitcoin putting in an all-time high within 45 days. All right. Now, I'm still operating off of my base case, but my oh me, my oh my, if the Russell puts in an all-time high, if Bitcoin reclaims the 50-week moving average, probably this Sunday or next Sunday, which is 101, we reclaim this, hold on top of 101 for a whole week, you could definitely say that this was a bear trap. All right. So I think we're in the midst of the rally, though. Relief rally. And I think it's going to look something like this. This is my base case here. I think we're going to bounce to about $100,000. Buy Solnic coin. Solnic is my number one 100x play. It hit $8. $8.88 on the monthly. Insane. Obviously, it wasn't like, there was some glitch in the liquidity pool. Someone bought, I don't know how it worked, but they did it literally at the monthly close, like the minute of the monthly close. So if I show you, this is the month, let's go to the monthly chart here. This is the monthly chart. We had a monthly close for Solnic at $8.88. So obviously not real. It was just a glitch within the liquidity pool. However, foreshadowing of things to come. Sooner or later. $8.88. We said $5.89, damn it. No, that's not real. We're going to get it there, though. This bull market or the next. Altcoin is the future of finance. I don't know about that. Whoops. I don't know, bro. Let's check out Farcoin. A lot of people are talking about Farcoin. This is a nice, you could say that this is accumulation for sure. Not bad, actually. This is your markdown. You have your selling climax was 1010. Still an accumulation, but I do think like a test of the 283 cents in the medium future. Bitcoin short, I mean, liquidity heat map shows good entry now. I don't think so. I think we're in the midst of the rally. Solnic staking is good. The API has been updated. So you can earn 30% yield on your Solnic for 2 years. Yes, it is stakingsolnic.io. That is up to date. Good to go. So it's staking.solniccoin.io. Get out of here. Right now, there has been 38 million withdrawn. There has been 77 million staked. You can earn 15% for 365 days, and you can earn 30% for 720 days. So this is back in business. So, all right, cool. That's a quick little update on Solnic. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Let's get into the YouTube comments. Anyone here? Hey, Ski, what do you think about the 4-year cycle? I've always said it's a piece of the puzzle. It is not the puzzle. I weight the 7-year cycle way heavier. Not getting your videos notifications of being live. I don't know what's up with TikTok. TikTok has not been... a lot of people said they can't even see my videos. I have posted every single day on TikTok. So make sure you follow me everywhere. TikTok has been kind of, not putting my videos out. So some people say they can't see it at all. I have posted every day, though. Every day. If you see a video on Twitter, that means I have posted it on TikTok. Because that's how my funnel is. If you see a video on YouTube, that means I posted it on TikTok. Any coincidence Bitcoin crashed prior to Vanguard ETF? Yeah, literally. I put that out in the Telegram too, by the way. Market dump Sunday night right before the Vanguard ETF goes live. Yeah, there is absolutely not a coincidence to that. You can believe that. And that's why I say, like, there's real smoke to this rally. Okay? Real smoke to the fire that is the rally because of the volume. We're seeing record volume days with BlackRock. We're seeing it with Vanguard. 2 weeks ago, Friday, was the highest ETF volume day ever at 80K. That tells you that buyers are stepping in at that number. That tells you that there's real smoke to this fire that is the rally. Just a scam pump. Okay, bro. Sure. Record ETF. Volume for BlackRock. Record ETF for Vanguard. But you're right. You're right, bro. Chainlink launched ETF today. HBAR launched ETF today. Nothing to see here. I'm sure you're right. It'll probably just keep going lower forever. Hi, bro. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. Just got back from Thanksgiving. No active signals. What are you talking about? You still bullish on ICP? I'm still bullish on ICP. It says, bro, if everyone keeps buying, then why does Bitcoin keep going lower and lower? It's not, bro. It was just at 80K. We're at 91K. Like, do you see how that's not lower and lower? Like, I know it feels that way in our hearts. I know it feels that way in our brains. It feels that way, but Bitcoin's up 13%, actually, which is 2 years of stock market gains. Actually, those are the facts. So, yes, record buys came in at 80K, and we're now up 13%. 14%, excuse me. We got as high as 15% in 8 days. 2 years of stock market gains in 8 days. Yeah, that's not lower and lower. That's 2 years of stock market gains in a week. Yeah, like that's, I know our feelings are like, oh my God, it's going lower and lower, but that's not reality. We had record first. A happened was record volume at 80K. B, 15% rally. Like it feels like lower and lower, but in reality, no. Buyers stepped in at 80K and we're up 15% from there. Best chart I've seen in the last few months. Hey, Zeus, thank you for the $2 donation, brother. I appreciate you, you savage.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
It says, hey, Ski, we're still having an alt season sooner or later. If this is a bull trap, like it's going to be or a bear trap, excuse me, it's going to be, that's been the one really confusing part about this whole thing is Bitcoin dominance just looks so weak. This could rally all the way to 61%, and that would be fine. But yeah, yes, there's going to be an alt season of sorts. What does alt season mean? It means that altcoins outperform Bitcoin. That will happen for sure. Is it going to be the alt season? I don't know. At some point. But there's going to be a season where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So possibility of 76 still on the table. It's definitely still on the table for sure. The market is weak. This is a bull trap. See, I would agree, except the volume. The volume tells you the truth. We're having record number of volume at 80K stepped in. Do you like AVAX as a spot buy? I do. Says I bought half of a Bitcoin. So if we were rallying, okay, here you go. Like here's the deal. If we were rallying like this, it doesn't mean that there's going to be, okay, let me preface. It doesn't mean that there's an all-time high tomorrow or next week or next month. That's not what I'm advocating for. What I am saying to you is there is real smoke to this fire that is a relief rally. If we were rallying with not a lot of volume, then yes, that would be a bear trap or a bull trap, excuse me. But we're having literal record number of volume coming in. BlackRock today did $1.8 billion in volume. Vanguard did $100 million in the first 30 minutes. Like that tells you that there's something that's happening there. Now, what is it going to be? We're going to find out. I don't think you know the signals that people look for. I don't know what that means. Time to sell all. Go ahead, bro. Do it. QE has started. The Russell's on the edge of an all-time high. Yeah, literally. Rate cuts. That's the thing I didn't even mention. There's going to be rate cuts again in 8 days, 7 days, 19 hours. There's an 89% chance that there's going to be rate cuts. How do you know when to sell? Fibonacci's, Wyckoff, bearish divergences. Record ETF inflows October 7th. Okay, yes, that's right. That tells you something. Okay. Okay, good. Now you're thinking. He says record ETFs inflows on October 7th. Volume tells you the story. What does that mean? If you have record number of volume, guess what? It's a signal at the top and the bottom. You are correct. Yes. That is a signal. Absolutely a signal. Absolutely. Record ETF October 7th is a signal. Volume is the truth. It's a signal at the top and it's a signal at the bottom. He says Sonic hit $8.88. Monthly close. Some historic allegations. It's Bitcoin and crypto whole maturing asset class. Where do you think Bitcoin will go next few hours? I have no clue, bro. Team Bear Trap. Okay. Do you think alt can happen during the holidays? Yes, Santa Claus rally is a real thing. A Santa Claus rally is a real thing. The daily looks bullish, but the weekly is no bueno. That's right. The weekly has work to do. I would agree with that. Yes, we're not like out of the woods. We have had 3 weeks on top of the 100 moving average here. I would agree with that. Yeah, the weekly has work to do. The daily looks good. I agree. That's why I think we're at the beginning of the relief rally. Thursday dump probably. Then short, bro. Short it. Not with recession looming. That's what they said in 2023, bro. The experts call for recession every single year. Every single year. They were nonstop 2024. We're talking about recessions. That's all we heard about right here when Japan cut. That's all I heard about. That's all anyone was talking about was recessions. That's it. Macroeconomics. I've said this once. I've said it 1,000 times. Macroeconomics are important, but very, very lagging. Haven't seen Ski this annoyed. I'm not annoyed. Housing market crash too. Yeah, they call for housing crash every year. Every year they call for a housing crash. A broken clock is right twice a day. Monthly looks bullish too. Yeah, I mean, the monthly is still really bullish. This is just a back test of the, the 20 moving average here. I still have till the 31st to win my bet with Alex. Go Santa Rally. Is DCR a good project in your opinion? I don't know enough about DCR. I don't know anything about DCR. I can't say. I can look at the chart, but I don't know anything about it. Good times. Does not take 6 months for printers. Go short. I am not shorting. I am scalping Ethereum to 3,500. That's the main one I'm doing. I'm definitely not. I'm not shorting though. Like, all right, okay. Let's just say the bears are right. Let's just play it out, right? What does it look like? Like, we've already fallen for Bitcoin. We have already fallen in a straight line, essentially, 36% down. On the daily, not the 5 hour, not the 1 hour, on the daily RSI, we are more oversold than we were back in April. In fact, every time you get to this level, you get this oversold, Bitcoin immediately gets a 20% rally. Is the smallest I could find. The smallest I could find. So, like, yeah, go ahead, bro. Short it. Even in a bear market, you don't just fall in a straight line. Like, looky here. What was the first initial plunge from the top? 51%. And then what happened? 46% rally. Like, short that if you like. It's not black and white like everyone wants to make it. That's if the bears are right, by the way. That's if the bears are 100% correct. It doesn't fall in a straight line. We've already fallen 36%. We're already extremely oversold on the daily chart. More oversold than we were when this rally started. I don't want to hear about like, oh, we can be oversold, you can be overbought for a long time. That's true on the 5 hour, on the 3 hour, on the 1 hour. On the daily, no. Find me a situation where we're oversold on the daily in extreme levels below 15 and you didn't have a rally. Like anytime. It doesn't happen. I went through all of them. I have it marked. Here's the line. The lowest I could find when we got to this level was a 20% rally. That was the lowest I could find. So go ahead, short it. I will not be. VeChain 10 cents sooner or later. 1.3 billion still in total, sooner or later. DBT just calling all these random shots. What are you talking about, bro? 71K next stop. The next stop? If you want to tell me it's the final stop, I'll buy that for $1. It's not the next stop. The next stop is 100K, even if the final stop is 71K. Would you ever make a trading course? I upload to my Telegram almost every day. So pretty much the same. ETH. I like ETH. ETH put in a higher low, working on a higher high. I think ETH rallies to 3,500 minimum. I'm scalping ETH to 3,500, and then I'm going to reevaluate. ETH, same thing, extremely oversold. Every time we got this oversold with a cross to the upside on the RSI, you minimum touch the 200 moving average. That was the worst that it did, was a move to the 200. The 200 right now is at $3,500. That to me is like, you can still be bearish. You could still roll over and be in a bear market and do that. That's just a relief rally. That's not even to the 0.5. Really, a relief rally is 0.5 to the 702. That's just to the 382 Fibonacci retracement. Like, that's on the table for sure. Do you think the 4-year cycle has changed? I never thought too much of the 4-year cycle. It's a piece of the puzzle. It's not the puzzle. It's a piece to the puzzle. It is not the puzzle. I've always weighted the 7-year cycle much heavier. Any thoughts on DAG, U.S. military partnerships? That's pretty big, if that's true. I don't know, like, the validity of that. Not saying that what you're saying is not true. I'm sure you've done your homework. I could look into that. Are we going to roll over tonight? No, I don't think we're rolling over tonight. Like, look at this. Like, no. All Bitcoin did on Sunday, which this was a scam, guys. Like, you have to understand, how does the apex predator operate? So what happened today? All right, let's talk through this, like, actually practically. What happened today? Vanguard, the most conservative on crypto, launched their own ETF today. That's live. You can now buy through your 401k on Vanguard. You can buy Bitcoin. Trust. Okay, so what happened right before there? There was a big sell-off on Sunday, right before it went live. What's happening there? They're buying it lower. And then what is this? This is a higher low. That's all that is. If this holds, that's just a higher low. If you take out 93K, you now have a higher high. What's that? That's the start of a rally. That's what that is. Even if we're going to roll over, it's not going to be tonight. It'll be at like 100K. In my opinion, minimum, we're going to rally into the rate cuts. Minimum. I would not be shocked if we close the weekly on Sunday back at the 50. Which is $101,000. $74 incoming. I'll buy that. Not before 100,000. If you want to tell me the 74 is the bottom, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for $1. Sure. Here's what it's going to look like. You want to tell me 74 is the bottom? I'll buy that for $1. I'll buy it for $1. $72. Not before a relief rally, though. Just like over here. 16 was the bottom. Did we fall from 69 to 16? No, we did not. We had a 46% relief rally in the middle of it. I need you to understand that that is 6 or 7 years of stock market gains. Imagine going to work, clocking in, doing your 40, 50, 60 hours a week, every single week, contributing to your 401k like a good noodle, and then in the midst of the bear market, Bitcoin outperformed it. In the middle of the bear market, it outperformed it by 6 years. You look different every day. I'm the same every day. You're a good noodle. Yeah, people have this idea that bear market just means straight line, no rallies along the way. That's not real. That's not real. Even if the bear's right, I'm showing you what it looks like. Even if the bears are right, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Look at this. That's 100% rally right there. Even when the bears are right. 46% rally. Do you ever check crypto in the middle of the night? Do you think we're going higher? I think the relief rally minimum, if we're still bearish and we're going to 70, we're going to go to 100 first. That's what I think. I heard we're going to 230K. Is it true? Someday. Nobody's calling for higher prices, though. I can tell you that. Great chart and live. Thank you. I think that the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin during that rally. I think Ethereum goes to 3,500 during the same time. I think Solana probably goes to 180 during the same time. Okay, he says 74. I heard you. I heard you the first time. I heard you the second time. I heard you the seventh time you said it. Does it go there in a straight line with no rally? Is that what you think happens? Does it always go to the 30? Straight line, no rally. I'll buy 74 for $1. I'll buy that. I'm telling you it's not going to fall straight there. And we've already fell 36%. And we're the most oversold that we've been since the Luna collapse. On the daily RSI, we are the most oversold that we have been since the Luna collapse. What I'm telling you, even if you're right, it's not going to fall straight there. $100K. That must be $40K if you look at the Bitcoin versus miner revenue chart. Until when? I don't think that there's a chance Bitcoin gets under 60K. Why is Bitcoin falling like this? Brother, we're up 15% since the 25th. We're up 15% since last Friday. 10 days ago. Feels like we're falling. It did fall a lot, but then we had record volume at 80K. Don't start with this GM nonsense. I have video evidence of GM being bearish in 2022.
And there is a...
Here you go. Don't start with this nonsense. If
Of altcoins here are printing fresh new lows.
This is simply...
Here you go. Let me show you.
Oh, we haven't made it. This is only 25K, bro. Bottom was
25K. My man's been bearish every day consecutively. If you're bearish every day, like, you're going to be right eventually. Sure. People have a major savior complex. Major savior complex. People want a savior. This guy got it right 10 times in a row. But he gets it wrong. But this guy, he's on a two call streak. This is my new savior. People do that. It's nonsense. Be your own hero. Be your own hero. What was he talking about at 25K? He was bearish. Listen, when I tell you he has been bearish consecutively since 2022, I'm not lying. I have a video dispelling all the stuff he was talking about. Like, I'm pumped. He called the top. He's called 36 of the last 7 tops. Where are we going? 100K. I have a... Okay. Let me paint it clearly. Let me give you my base case, I think, is the highest probability. I'll give you my bull case, which I give the second highest probability, but significantly less than my base case. And then my bear case is not very high probability. But I'll still give you the bear case. Excuse me. All right. This is my base case right here. This is what our quote bear market is going to look like. What do you see here? This would have us down at 74K, just like my man called. 74K. Like I said, I'll buy that for $1. I will buy 74K for $1. You want to tell me the bottom is 74K? I'll buy that. I will buy that for $1. In fact, at $118,000, if you go look, when we were at 118,000, people asked me, what does the bear market look like? And I gave 4 targets. I said 100K, 70K, highest probability. At 118,000, I said that. All right. So, along the way, we're going to get a relief rally somewhere between 100,000 to 110,000. This is my base case. We're going to roll over to 77K, put in a lower low, bounce to 100K, and then finally bottom out at about 74K. This would have us a new all-time high by March or May. Cleanly by May. That's my base case. I think that one of two things is true. Either this is the craziest bear trap in history, or this is going to be the shortest bear market of history. This is my base case. Bull case. This is the craziest bear trap in history. Again, we're going to bounce to 100,000 to 110. We're going to chop for a little bit. And then that's just going to be it. That's just a bear trap. This is the C19 crash, which I have compared a lot to the 1010 crash. This is the bull case. Less probability, but on the board. And then the bear case is you just fall straight to 65K. Back testing the prior all-time high. That's it. When Sonic $1? Last night, or December 1st. Sonic hit $1. Sonic hit $8.88. Obviously, it was a glitch in the chart, but we closed a monthly candle. I'm going to show you. This is crazy. We closed a monthly candle because it happened. It happened at like 11:59 on the 29th or the 30th of November, whenever it was. Oh, look at this. We closed the monthly candle at $2.33. Obviously, that's not real, but it happened. It's foreshadowing of things to come. Thoughts on Solana? OHIO. Yes, I'm from Ohio. All right, here's my thoughts on Solana. I am not interested in trading Solana at this present moment in time, because it's in between two moves here. Now, technically right now, Solana has put in a higher low. This is held. If we take out 144, it's now a higher high, and this is the beginning of the rally. I am not interested in trading Solana presently in between 144 and 121. I am not interested unless we do something like this. Rejection. If we do something like that, I will then be interested in trading Solana. Right now, I am not interested in trading Solana. However, if Solana breaks above 144, that's a higher high, and I think it's going to rally to about 180, and I will then be scalping Solana all the way to 180. If Solana breaks 120, I'm going to short scalp Solana to $100. I think the higher probability, though, is that we're going to put in a higher high. And if Bitcoin is going to relief rally to 100K, like I think Ethereum during the same time is going to relief rally to 3,500, and I think Solana during the same time is going to relief rally to about 180. Do you think we will go lower towards 74 more time? I'm just trying to figure out if I should take out. Yeah, no, I'm from Ohio. I'm born and raised in Ohio. What's the timeline on the bottom? Even the blockchain backer, by the way, who I have a lot of respect for, there's very few analysts, admittedly, that if they say something, I am going to listen. And I've told you guys, and when he says something, I listen. I disagreed with him. He was right. Right? I can be man enough to admit that. I shaved my beard as a symbol that I am accountability for being wrong. I have accountability for being wrong. Even he thinks that the depths of the quote bear market is 80% done. In your opinion, I should not sell anything anymore. I don't think so. It depends on like what you're holding. Like it would be case by case and coin by coin. But if it's a fundamental project and you've held it this long, like the next thing is going to be a relief rally. And I think one of two things is true. Like this is really what I think. Okay. Either A, this is going to be the most epic bear trap in history. And they're going to write songs about this bear trap. Either that is true, or B, I think it will be the shortest bear market in history. This is what I think is the highest probability of happening. Either this is the shortest bear market in history, or it's going to be one of the craziest bear traps in history. They will write songs about the bear trap. Do you think Asia is going to sell the pump in about an hour? Probably. That's real. Sure. Bitcoin needs to get above 100K, and then you'll start to see some relief rally out of altcoins. Thank you for the galaxy, Gav's dad. Alan, thanks for the gifts. Cyrus, thanks for the gifts. Gav's dad, thanks for the roses. You savages.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Will alts hit higher prices than they did in December of 2024? If you're measuring in US dollars, eventually, yes. Because US dollars are not finite. I don't know when that's going to be. It might take a month. It might take a year. It might take a couple of years. It might take a couple months. I don't know the exact time. I'm not a time-based analyst. I'm a structure-based analyst. But if you're measuring it in US dollars, which is infinite, the answer is yes, it will eventually be higher. That's definitely possible. Possibly going down mid-January when Japan raises interest rates. Definitely possible, because I think we're going to rally into that. I think we're going to rally into that and then probably will roll over. Is Algorand a dead project? I don't think Algorand's a dead project. I'm hoping for a bear trap. I bought the bottom. Like, even if you bought 80K, like I am assuming you bought around the 80K. I think it's like close enough to where, you know, you look back 6 months from now, you're not going to be mad about it. Like, even if the bottom is 70K, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I think last Friday was a damn good buy, for sure. Even if we eventually go lower, I don't think it's going to be a drastic amount. Base case for XRP. I already took 40% XRP at $3.33. Base case is we reclaim 232. This would be a spring. I'm not excited about this chart one way or the other because I already took profit. My average price is 30 cents. So I don't have any interest in buying XRP here. I don't have any interest in selling XRP here. When XRP gets to $5, I'm going to sell a good portion of my XRP. I already sold 40% at $3.33 publicly. I bought it at 33 cents. So I just feel meh about XRP. I don't think it's a great value here. But my average price is 33 cents. I understand not everyone's price is 33 cents. Just like I just feel pretty meh about it. I think that there's upside potential, and I think there's downside potential too, because there's no trading over here. You start taking out $1.60, like you're gonna fill all this out. So that's my thoughts on XRP right now, presently. Like, is it a good project? Is it going to be here 20 years from now? Sure, all that's true. Presently, right now, value-wise, I don't think it's not a terrible value, and it's not a good value either. It's just, I just feel pretty meh about it. That's my honest thoughts on XRP. And XRP is my second largest holding, but my average price is 33 cents. I'm not adding here, and I'm not selling here. I'm just holding. 5, 8, and 12 is still my targets for XRP. Still, to this day. To this day. To this day. Those are my targets at 30 cents. Those are still my targets at $2.15. Those were my targets at $3.40. Technically, it was $1.11 at 30 cents. These were like actually all of my targets was $1.11, $2.22, $3.33, $4, $5, $8. Those were all of my targets. And I sold my plan like 40. I've already sold 40% of my XRP at $3.33. I'm chilling. 39 folks watching. 100% Orlando. 100%, bro. 100%. Crypto Twitter is dead. TikTok crypto is dead. YouTube, people do not care about crypto. Great. Wonderful. Let me know when Coinbase is top 50. Let me know when I have 1,000 people watching on TikTok. First largest holding, Bitcoin, for sure. Not close. Bitcoin is my largest holding. More for us. That's why you guys are the savages. That's why I call you guys the savages. Because it's like if you're still here, if you have not capitulated still, you're a savage. You're either a psychopath or the future 1% or both. Sometimes it takes a little bit of both. VeChain isn't a great value right now. I think VeChain's a great value right now. I'm buying VeChain right now. I think VeChain is a great value right now. How's your project going? Didn't you buy land with XRP? Yes, I did. I bought 27 acres with my XRP profit. All right, guys, it's dinner time. I'm gonna try. Listen. I always say this, but for real, I'm locking in. We're gonna get on a tight schedule for real. So it's gonna be. We're gonna start the live every day between 4:30 and 5 every day, Monday through Friday. So that's gonna be the schedule for this week. You know, plus or minus. Maybe I'm like 15 minutes late, whatever. Within reason. Let's not get crazy here. But yeah, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Central Time, which is 5:30 to 6 Eastern Time. That's when I'll be live. I will be uploading videos, 2 to 3 shorts a day, and then we'll be uploading one long video a day. TikTok right now is like not putting my videos out. A lot of people are saying like they don't even see that I posted. I have posted every day on TikTok. So make sure you follow me everywhere. Hint, hint, wink, wink. 'Cause I'm uploading everywhere and they're not getting nerfed. Okay, so I can't tell you to leave the platform. Don't leave the platform. Whatever you do, do not leave TikTok. Whatever you do, do not leave TikTok. Do not go to YouTube. Do not search YABOYSKEY. Don't do it. Don't do that. Whatever you do. All right. That's going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless. I'm out.